Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Rechaha Kodash. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Rechaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS, who rule well and who teach well, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. So inspiration for this lesson is drawn from this news article that you see on your screen. Okay, and it's from the timesofisrael.com, and I've got another article I'd like to share with you too. Okay, and this was put up, recently on the 18th of April, 2026, the year of apostates, agents, and sellouts. Okay, and look at the title says, Trump anti-Semitism envoy, US will bar World Cup attendees tied to anti-Semitism abroad. Okay, so you get the gist. All right, what they're intending to do is ban anyone from trying to attend this tournament, this up-and-coming, World Cup, FIFA World Cup, right? According to what you subscribe to in society. Okay. Case in point, if you like or comment or repost certain things, or even state or make a post online, like on social media, that prove, according to them, that you're against the tiny tops and the evil doing that they are committing throughout the whole world, then you'll be punished for it. All right. Okay. And this is just the start. That's what they're aiming to do. You see, this same system and the screening, finding out what you stand for, that will be utilized on a level to judge what you can and cannot use in society. Okay, via the way of the charagma. Okay. So yeah, people who want to sow discord in this country are not welcome. Yehuda Kaplan says, while denying report claiming US will ban specific European politicians. Okay, and these devils are always playing the victim. Okay, they're the worst ones. All right, and it's them that truly sow discord and confusion. Babylon the Great is confusion. Babal in the Hebrew, confusion with mixture. Okay, all sorts of religions are celebrated there and ideologies are welcome and things like that. It's just all confusion. Rabbi Yehuda Kaplan, the US Special Envoy for Monitoring and Combating Anti-Semitism, small that, said this week that the United States will bar individuals from attending the World Cup who were accused of fostering anti-Semitism in their home countries. Playing the anti-Sem card, man. Okay. And it's Shem. Okay. Alright. Now he's Shemitic. Of course, we Israelites are Shemitic. Ishmael, the Arabs are Shemitic. Elam, Shemitic. Okay, Moab and Ammon, the so-called Chinese and Japanese are Shemitic. So how can we be against ourselves? Okay. Now, of course, the chosen are the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. But that's the card they like to play. Alright. And we speak the truth, man. We're not a hate group. GMS is not a hate group. It's a truth group, 100% truth group. Alright. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the President and the Secretary of State have made it perfectly clear that people who want to sow discord in this country are not welcome here. Kaplan told the Ish Telegraphic Agency on Friday, people who want to bring their brand of hate to the United States with anti-Semitism are not welcome. Coming to this country is a privilege, it's not a right. After you done, it's easy to say that when you're on the top ruling in wickedness, after you done stole it from our brothers Gad and Reuben, and Issachar too, so-called Native Americans, Seminole Indians, right, and the so-called Mexicans. Okay. Look what you did to the whole of the Americas. Right? Conquistadors, tore into South America. Francisco Pizarro, tore into Peru. Alright? White Jesus brought Catholicism. Had to bow to that image. If not, the sword met you. Right? You spilled so much blood, man. And you stole us from you stole Southern Kingdom from the western parts of Africa. And brought us to America. The word America means bitter. Okay. That we dealt with over there. So you're the epitome of hate. Hate personified. Alright, E. Alright, so don't try pushing this on other people like you always do. go to the book of Romans, chapter 11. We'll start at verse 3, and it reads, Lord, they have killed thy prophets, and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men, who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. That's right, my number 7, spiritual number, going into completion. All right. So the Lord will not allow the elect of the nation of Israel to take the RFID micro CHIP, and they will not be deceived into doing so. All right, which indeed is the MLTV, the RFID micro CHIP. All right. See, the elect ain't going to worship this beast system. Okay. And denying the digital all will cause you to be X'd out of society. All right. That's why I said this is just the start of them, coming down. Because they're coming down with that great wrath. All right. This is just the beginning. Okay. See, being banned from bread and circuses is just the beginning. A lot of these sports are scripted anyway, if not all of them. Okay. Yeah. So not being able to partake in particular events, that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. They're so infatuated with this world and the the lust of the things in the, pride of life and the lust of the things that's in the world. All right. Okay. Beers and all that. I'm not saying you can't have, let your head out, so to speak, and have a good time, but, we're not caught up in the affairs of this life. But it's going to rub a lot of people, especially 2/3 of our people in Babylon the Great, and your wicked Israelites, other parts of the world, yeah. They're not seeking Yahweh Hashem Hashai that love this world. All right? Because remember, the fashion of this world passeth away. All right? Look what's going on. More and more places are shutting down. Things are getting more expensive. And it's like you still put your money towards, things that, like materialistic things. Okay. All right? Rather than, prioritizing things properly. Okay. So yeah, it's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way that when they can't partake in particular events, so they're going to want to take the C for that. Okay. So on and so forth. But that's the way things are heading. Yeah. This is the beginning, I tell you. Okay. Mark my words. All right. Kaplan's comments on a potential ban were first reported by Euractiv, which said he told the European-ish Association conference in Brussels, which is the capital of Belgium, that the United States was holding countries accountable for ministers who are saying things and they are not being allowed into the country. That's what he said. But Kaplan dismissed Euractiv's report that the United States would institute a ban specifically on European politicians, instead saying that, open quote, everybody is judged as an individual, end quote. Okay. Yeah. But ultimately, where it's really heading is banning people altogether from using basic necessities that society offers. Right? Case in point, being able to work, being able to use the healthcare system, being able to go shopping at supermarkets, being able to send your offspring to school, etc. All right, basic things like this, that people do every day in their everyday lives, they're about to become subjective to you having or not having that digital all, whether you can indulge or not. You see, this kind of harsh law, draconian measure is the beginning as to where things are really going to go, honestly. Okay. If there's a minister who's promoting, there are people who are promoting right-wing anti-Semitism or left-wing anti-Semitism, Kaplan said. Either way, coming to the United States is a privilege, not a right, and everybody's judged on making sure that they're going to be coming to this country, that they're going to not ferment hate. Wow. America's a corporation, man. That's a racist and hateful country. I reckon something's gonna happen, man. With this FIFA World Cup. The FIFA World Cup, which I do not want the UK to win, which they're not going to win anyway. England's not going to win. They won back in 1966, I believe. And they ain't going to win again. They play the rubbish teams. So they advance forward. And guess who were the good players? The so-called, the so-called, blacks over here. Mainly from, Benjamin. All right. Mostly of the tribe of Benjamin. Okay. Like Sterling. All right, players like him. Who are the newer ones? Yeah, I still support Man U, but because when these foreigners have to go back and play for their own country, you'll see who's left in England. Now the so-called Black British Bones here, obviously are gonna play for England and all that. But some good. Freaking hell. Anyway, doesn't matter anyway. They're not winning. England's not gonna win. They better not, man. They're not gonna win again. All right. Don't carry England to win in anything. But anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, so screening your social media accounts for the things that you share and post and link. And liked. Things that you share, post, liked, and what you repost and things, and what you represent. Your social profile will be used to see whether you're fit to participate in this particular bread and circus event. Right, all the the things that you support and that you're into. Okay, your views and all that. All right, they'll screen that to see whether you can participate in this particular bread and circus event. See, and everybody is starting to see the tiny tops for what they truly are. All right, and they have been exposed in a major way in these final days. Okay. Let's get the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 10. We'll get this in a different translation in the CSB, Christian Standard Bible. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10, CSB. But I will strip Esau bare. I will uncover his secret places. He will try to hide, but he will be unable. His descendants will be destroyed, along with his relatives and neighbors. He will exist no longer. Okay. And yeah, E has been exposed. That has happened. The 1948ers have been exposed. Right? Look at the Epstein files. All right? Oh, Chris Tucker's mentioned in it, by the way. But yeah, look at the Epstein files, man. Prime example of all that evil doing and filth, that they get up to behind closed doors. All right? Public figures, I asked chat this and I screenshotted it. Public figures that have been mentioned in Epstein-related documents or widely reported associations include politicians and public figures. Not surprised there. Prince Andrew, the most high-profile association, he has denied wrongdoing and settled a civil case without admission of liability. Bill Clinton, listed in flight logs as having flown on Epstein's jet on certain occasions. He said he did not know about Epstein's crimes. Yeah, I doubt that. Very much doubt that. And also the things that go on the island. Oh. Wow, despicable. Donald Trump, known to have social connections in the 1990s, early 2000s, no criminal allegation proven in relation to Epstein. But he's a nonce anyway. All these people are freaks and weirdos. All right, Alan Dershowitz, lawyer who was accused in civil claims, which he denied. Some allegations were later withdrawn or disputed. Business tech figures. Jill Bates met Epstein multiple times in a philanthropic context. Yeah, that's a show. That's just that's what they're showing you, man. You really think they're all about your benefit? No way. Bates has said that this was a mistake in judgment. Now, you know what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. Look at this. These are the people who distribute money to the KKK. Take a good look at that, man. William Blum said, no matter how paranoid or conspiracy-minded you are, what the government is actually doing is worse than you imagine. That's true. That's facts. Okay. Yeah. Government mean mind control. Meant mind govern to rule. Okay. Micah chapter 2 verse 1 in the Amplified Version. Woe, judgment is coming to those who devise wickedness and plot evil on their beds. When morning comes, they practice evil because it is in the power of their hands. That's it. Yeah, they've got all sorts of meetings to do and hold and things that the plan, wicked schemes that they devise. Okay. Yeah. I ain't gonna just come out and tell you I know. Alright. And then they carry it out. Alright. But yeah, these devils are, exposed, man. See, all this Epstein stuff as well, right? There's more and more information is coming out every day. Okay. All this is out there in public for everyone to see, right? So, and stuff like that. And things have been, normalized in the process. But they've been revealed. Everybody knows what time it is regarding, these horrible devils, man. Therefore, they will have to come down, hard and heavy, right, to have the masses bow down and submit to this beast system. Many people will bow down, but not everybody. Most will. Okay. Yeah. Most will bow down for the mere fact of becoming, fear of becoming X'd out of society, right? Which is, enough. Because if people don't want to be X'd out of society, they don't want to not be able to purchase things at the supermarket and just, go about their simple daily lives and stuff like that, or, attend school or attend sport events or travel abroad because they're not C-hipped. People don't want to have to, have that happen to them. Right? They have no plan B. Many will get the charagma just to be able to do those things and keep those things. That comes at a cost. Okay? Because having that foreign body inside your body, scripture talks about grievous sorrow fell upon those that took the mark. Okay? And they can, if you piss off the elites, they can turn your C-hip off and things like that. You see? So yeah, many will get the charagma just to be able to do those things and keep those things and benefits that society has to offer. But we, on the other hand, have forsaken, this world. Okay? We have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai, that's our plan A. Our one and only plan, mind you. We, Lord willing, will not rely on the beast system and not subject ourselves to it. Okay? The countries that qualified include several that have battled openly, and in some cases literally, with Israel such as Iran, Turkey, and South Africa. Israel, which has faced widespread calls to be banned from the Union of European Football Associations, will not participate, having lost in qualifying competition last year. You know who's not qualified for the World Cup for a while? Italy. It needs to be sick back in the day. It's been like probably 4 World Cups in a row they've not qualified or something like that. Maybe a bit more, maybe. I know it wasn't the last one, and it wasn't the last one before that. The last one was 2022. The one before that was 2018. I don't think they were in the 2014 one. Maybe the last time was 2010. But I believe they won it in 2006. Oops, spoiler. Yeah, if I remember. Yeah, I think they did win it in 2006, if I remember. That was a good World Cup, that. But yeah, okay. The Bible does say, my servant shall eat, but you shall go hungry. All right, so the Most High's elect will trust in Him to provide for them. All right, we will not be placing our faith. Sorry, we will be placing our faith in the Lord. We will not place it in E. Okay, we'll place our faith in the Lord and be fed and watered in those days, Lord willing. We believe in the Most High and His power to deliver and to save. Okay, because more draconian laws are coming down the pipeline. Okay. Participating countries also include several where anti-Semitism is seen to be on the rise, or where US officials have sparred with leaders over issues related to ish safety. For example, Belgium, where the US ambassador recently challenged the health minister publicly over the arrest of Mohels who performed ish circumcisions. There's some horrible things in that Talmud, in that horrible book, man. Right? And the circumcisions that these small hats do. And all, mind you, all this just makes these other European nations hate America even more, which is good. Good. All right. WWE releasing superstars. Fox News as well. I'll put both of these links in the description box as well underneath. Cancel. Right, US Embassy in London warns to exercise increased caution near ish sites in UK, Europe after attacks. Recent anti-Semitic attacks in London and the continent prompting the embassy's security advisory for American citizens, published on the 25th of April 2026. Recently, this. The US Embassy in London on Friday warned Americans to, open quote, exercise increased caution, end quote, while visiting small hat and American areas in the UK and in Europe because of recent rising threats. The US Embassy in London notes recent attacks and threats targeting the small hats and American institutions in the United Kingdom and Europe. The alert said US citizens, particularly those visiting institutions serving small hat or American interests, should remain alert and exercise increased caution. The embassy further advised Americans to remain alert while visiting tourist and expat areas and houses of worship, review personal security plans, and to check local media for updates. So the advisory followed a series of recent anti-Semitic attacks in the UK and in Europe, including an arson attack on 4 ambulances linked to Small Hat Charity in London on the 23rd of March and the 18th of April, an attack on the Kenton United Synagogue in London, and a March explosion at a Ish school in Amsterdam that authorities called a, open quote, targeted attack against the Jewish community. No one was injured, but the school was damaged. Yeah, more attacks. Yeah. Alright, perilous times, what we're in, man. Okay. Let's go, again, we're in the Old Testament. We'll go to the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 10. Start at the top. Alright, verse 1. And it reads, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Right? Yeah, this will soon be manifest. Right? You know, you're being judged according to your mind, your mindset and you know, and beliefs. Okay? See? This is an unrighteous decree. And it also shows the hypocrisy of the world that we live in too. Right? They don't care. They're pushing their agenda. Okay? This whole screening for social media about anything, you know, against the ish people. Right? Again, they're pushing their agenda and they're about to go all out of making you bow down to the system and right, bow down to how they want you to think. Even in the UK, they don't want you to think for yourself, man. Right? This society over here don't want you to think for yourself. Constantly put up curses up on Babylon, Great America, and the UK too. All right, he's coming down. All right, he knows he had a short time. He knows he has one. Revelation chapter 12 verse 12 reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Yeah, it's about to get worse, man. Much, much worse. The evil nobility of E, those international ish families like your Warburgers, your Gettys, your Oppenheimers, your DuPonts, right? That run this world behind the scenes. They're at the top and they know that what time it is. See? They have a small amount of time to fulfill this beast system, right? To get all the measures in place and apparatus in place to enable this system to thrive and exist. Okay? They're getting up in age as well. See? This book of Job, chapter 5, start verse 12, and it reads, He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Right, so the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, will disappoint the devices of the crafty. Okay? That's the He, alright? That's exactly what He will do. Yapper. Alright? Beautiful. Now, Khan, to a certain extent, the Most High is going to allow E to activate his system and have it in existence and allow it to function upon the earth for a short time. However, in the midst of that enterprise, when they're about to fill their belly, Yahweh Shem Shai will cast them down. And that's facts, right? Bible prophecy to the fullest. See, it will take place. Again, the elect will not take the charagma and they will be sustained by the Heavenly Father, right? And don't worry about the technicalities of how that will be done. Okay. Romans chapter 15 verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Yeah. What we do know from surveying the past and reading about the accounts of our ancient forefathers in the scriptures is that they were kept by the Lord. Okay. Meditate upon those stories, man. Look at Elijah. Look at Noah. Many more examples. Look at the wonders that the Most High did. Great wonders, might I add. All right. Elijah fed by ravens. All right. So miracles are going to come. The elect in this time will be sustained by miraculous circumstances and delivered by them. Okay. Oh, yeah. Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. Salakia for that. So shall they fear the name of the Lord. Salakia again. Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19 says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. That's right. Okay. It's the words for Jacob, man. Okay. And the elect, turning back to Yahweh Shem Shai. Covenant is with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. Let's get the Hebrew word for standard. And again, those names are important. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Right? Not any other name. Not Buddha, not Allah, not Jesus, not Serapis Christus, not Vishnu, not Krishna. Vishnu, not Krishna. Okay. No, Acts 4 and 12 goes into, there's no other name under heaven whereby we must be saved. Loosely paraphrasing. Okay. Let's get the word standard in the Hebrew. Strong's H5127 concordance number, and it's Noas. Okay. Right, when our backs are against the wall, the miracles will manifest. The unexplainable will happen. Spiritual power will come. These to the Lord's elect. These scriptures are not written for no reason. Okay. In fact, let's go into what it says. To flee, to escape, to take flight, depart, disappear. Like the X-Men, but upgraded. Imagine be like Nightcrawler and you just appear 1 minute, teleport somewhere else. To put to flight. Yeah. The Lord will provide a way to escape. Okay. Let's get this last scripture and we can close out. Book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 28 reads, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai shall fight for you. That's right. The Lord will be, helping his elect in these last days, man, assisting them, empowering them, right? So do not doubt and do not falter. Okay. Yeah. From RT.com, the EU approves 90 billion euro Ukraine loan. The EU has approved a 90 billion, which is 105 billion with a B, right? US dollars, $105 billion loan for Ukraine and adopted 20th package. Look at this. Kiev-backed neo-Nazis planned bomb attack on Russian media. The FSB has reported thwarting an attempted bomb attack in Russia by a group of neo-Nazis. RT.com. But yeah, many things happening, man. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. With that, we'll say shalom, what a bad babal.